Hello and welcome to another Flow Free Friday. Today's practice is a nice easy flow to get you moving in the morning. Grab a pair of blocks and come into a comfortable seated position. Go ahead and close your eyes. Turn your attention inward. Start to focus on your breath. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Go ahead and place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly. Take an inhale into your belly, ribs and chest, and exhale fully. Breathing in, nice deep breath in, all the way from your belly up to your chest, and exhale fully through your nose. Once you've got that rhythm going, go ahead and release your hands and place them on your thighs, palms facing down. And continue to breathe. And Miko has joined me for practice today. You can slowly lower your right ear over to your right shoulder and gently circle your head all the way to the other side and up and back to the other side. Just moving nice and easy, nice and slow. Just loosening up our neck, releasing any stiffness we might be feeling. Place your fingertips on your shoulders and slowly start to roll your shoulders. Drawing your elbows forward as if you wanted them to touch, and then all the way to the back, feeling your shoulder blades stretch, or the muscles between your shoulder blades stretch. Again, just focusing on loosening up our shoulder joint. Take an inhale and reach your left arm up and exhale over to your right side. And then switching sides, flowing from side to side. Very easy, very light, moving with our breath, being very fluid with our movements. Keeping your sitting bones grounded and just stretching the sides of our body. And slowly transitioning into a nice easy twist. Bringing your right hand on your left knee. And your left hand behind you and switching sides. Again, moving fluidly through your torso. And then come back to center, place your hands on your knees and move through a circular cat-cow. Inhaling as you reach your chest to the front, circling halfway. And exhale, rounding your spine, rolling behind your sitting bones. We'll do about 3 of these in one direction and then change direction. Moving nice and slow, following your breath as you flow through these circles. And remember, you're always welcome to stop in any one position that feels really good for you and take an extra breath. Come back to center. Go ahead and place your block off to the side. And bring your feet out in front of you, a little bit wider than hip width, and I'll start to slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side, just loosening up the hip joint. Got to be careful to avoid hitting Miko here. Moving easy with the movements. Yes, moving easy with the movements. Taking your time with this. And pausing with one knee down is a good way to go as well, just to get an extra stretch. Making your way onto your hands and knees. And this time we're going to have our wrists a little bit further forward from our shoulders and our knees a little bit further back from being stacked underneath the hips. And moving through your cat-cow. Inhaling as you reach your heart center forward, and exhaling as you round your spine and shift your hips back towards your heels. So I love moving in a way that my body feels inclined to move. I find closing your eyes and really turning your attention inward and focusing on what you're feeling in your body is really great. So if you don't mind, follow me and start to move in a circular motion as you ease through this cat-cow movement with your body. And then change in direction, 3 circles in one direction and 3 circles in the opposite direction. This feels amazing and is a great way to really loosen up your joints and your spine. And now walking your hands back so your wrists are underneath your shoulders. I'm just going to go through a little bit of rotation here. Inhaling to sweep your fingertips up to the ceiling, and exhaling as you guide your fingertips over to the other side. Keeping your hips level and pelvis stable, so that you isolate the rotation to through the upper back. Pausing on one side and just reaching, deepening the twist, then come back to center and change sides. Inhaling to reach up and exhaling to reach over to the opposite side, coming into your rotation. Don't be too caught up with how far you can twist here. As long as you're feeling your abdominals, your obliques, the muscles that run up alongside your torso here. Once you feel them engaged, that's how you're going to get your rotation here. We don't have to crank it, just a nice gentle twist. Coming into puppy pose, walk your hands far forward to the front of your mat. You want to make sure that your hips are stacked over your knees here, and let your forehead rest on your mat. And just breathe. Allow yourself to relax into the posture. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. And slowly walk your hands back to center. And extend your right leg out behind you. Sweep it over to your right. Place your foot down so that your toes are pointing forward. And let's come into a side bend in gate pose. Sliding your right hand down the outside of your right leg, but being gentle so you avoid pressing into your knee. Opening up the left side of your body. Placing your palms down, lift the leg up and sweep it around to the back of your mat. Come back to your start position. Changing sides. I didn't give myself enough space here, so I just have to move over a little bit. Come into your kneeling position. Take an inhale and exhale, reaching over to your left. Opening up the right side of your body, and your left hand is sliding gently down your left leg. Keeping your spine long, shoulders are facing forward. Come back through center, sweep your leg around. And when you come into this, just make sure you give yourself enough room on either side. Keeping your legs parallel and sitting back into child's pose. Taking a full breath in and then shifting forward into a plank pose. And then exhaling to lift your hips up and back, finding downward facing dog. And I'll start to march in place here. So you're alternating, bending your knees, pressing your heels down towards your mat. This is another one of my favorite poses to start to get really fluid and moving in a way that feels really good for my body. So we're shifting forward into plank, bending our knees and elbows and lifting the sit bones up towards the ceiling and just flowing with that movement. And then starting to sway your hips from side to side. This feels so good. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. All the while, breathing deeply, staying connected with your breath. Come to stillness. Shift your gaze forward and take a big step to the top of your mat. Just placing my malice off to the side there. Let your head drop and be heavy and slowly sway from side to side, kind of like ragdoll. Come to stillness and slowly roll up, restacking your spine. One vertebra at a time. Allow your head to be the last to come up. And just pause here for a moment. Into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Legs are strong, ribs are pulling in. Feel connected to self. Feel connected to the earth. Feel connected to your breath. If you're not already at the top of your mat, make your way there and bring your hands to your heart. Take an inhale and sweep your arms up. And exhale as you hinge at your hips and fold your body in half. Inhale, lifting halfway. And exhale, fold. Step your right foot to the back of your mat and place your knee down. Sweep your arms up. Pulling your ribs in as you continue to reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. And draw your inner thighs strongly towards each other. Place your palms down and shift your hips back, coming into a half split. Lifting your left toes up a little or a lot. You can have your left leg straight or a little bit of a bend. Sink your hips forward and turn your left toes slightly out, coming into a lizard pose. Drawing your left shoulder blade back, lifting your heart up towards the ceiling, enjoying a little bit of a twist here. Slowly come back to center. Straighten out your left knee, coming into a long pyramid stance. Bending your left knee and stepping back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, coming into plank full or place your knees down. Exhaling into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. And exhaling, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Bending your knees generously and stepping to the top of your mat. Dropping the head and slowly roll back up. Draw your belly in. One vertebra at a time, shoulders, neck, and head. And pause. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, flat back or monkey, palms on shins. And exhale, fold. Step your left foot to the back of your mat, big step back. Placing your left knee down, making sure you are maintaining that hip distance. Drawing your right hip back and over to your left to square your hips and pelvis. Rooting down through the soles of your foot, your right foot, the sole of your right foot, your knee, and your left toes. Strong in your legs, long in your side body. Plant your palms and shift your hips back. You could always grab your blocks here. My arms are very, very long, so I don't really need blocks here, but you may need blocks underneath your hands. And shifting forward, bending your right knee. Coming into our lizard pose, right toes are slightly turning outward, heel is in, but still stacked underneath, or your knee is still stacked over your heel. Drawing your right shoulder blade back and spiraling your heart up to the ceiling. Planting your palms and straightening out your knee, coming into our pyramid long stance. And then quickly bending your right knee and stepping back to downward facing dog. Inhaling as you reach forward into your plank pose, knees can come down, and exhaling into Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhaling, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale as you sweep your right leg up towards the ceiling, and exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat as close to your thumb as you can get it. Squaring off your hips, pressing strongly into the balls of your left foot, heel high. Reach your arms up, interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. Take an inhale as you lift up, and exhale, reach over towards your right side. Requires a little bit of balance here, so really think about squeezing your inner thighs strongly as you can in towards each other. Help you to stabilize, activate your adductor muscles. Inhaling back up to center, exhale to release. Inhale, lifting up, side body long. Exhale, start to reach your hands to the back of your mat and draw your shoulders away from your ears. Keep lifting your chest up, just coming to a little bit of a back bend. Slowly release. Maintaining our lunge and come into a gentle twist. Left hand on right knee, right hand is resting lightly on your left thigh. You can keep your hands there, you can lift them up and extend your right arm towards the back and your left arm towards the front of your mat. Inhale to sweep both arms up, and exhale, plant your palms and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts up. Exhale as you step to the top of your mat, placing your left foot by your left thumb. Preparing for our second side. Finding stability here in your lunge, and then slowly sweep your arms up, settle in, sinking your hips, interlacing your fingers the other way, releasing the index, taking a big breath in, side body super, super long. Continuing the lengthening of your spine as you exhale, reach over to your left side. Keep squeezing your inner thighs towards each other. pulling your ribs in. Inhaling to bring yourself back to center. Exhale to release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, start to reach your hands and the crown of your head to the back of your mat, lifting your heart up, opening up the front side of your body. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Taking a big breath in here. And exhale as you twist over towards your left. This time your right hand is on the outside of your knee. And you can place your left hand on your lower back as I did just now. And if you want to go a little bit further, floating your arms up, deepening the twist. Sweeping your left arm around, reaching your fingers up to the ceiling. Exhale as you plant your palms and stepping back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, come into your plank pose, strong plank. Exhaling, lowering into chaturanga. Inhaling into upward facing dog or taking a cobra pose. Exhale, push your hips up and back, find downward facing dog. Inhale, come up onto the balls of your feet, rounding your spine and shift forward into a high plank. And exhale, push your hips up and back, heels down, downward facing dog. Inhaling forward into a strong high plank. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, place your knees down and come all the way into extended child's pose. Or you can bring your arms by your side with your palms facing up. And allow your shoulder blades to just melt off the side of your rib cage. Just taking a moment here, getting ready to head into our camel pose or back bend. We're going to do this 3 times. So the first time, if you're new to this pose, you can stay here. So you're going to place your hands in the small of your back, on either side of your sacrum. Pretend your hands are in pockets. Pressing your hip points, they're facing forward. I want you to think about spiraling your thighs inward, lifting up through your sternum, the front side of your body, reaching the crown of your head back. Make sure you can swallow so you're maintaining proper alignment of your neck, which is part of your spine. And then slowly release. Take a moment here to give your spine the opportunity to reset. And then we'll do it again, and this time we'll use the blocks. So you're tucking your toes under, and you're going to grab your blocks and place them by your ankles. So these will provide an extension of your arms. So continuing to, as before, lifting up through the front side of your body, gently toning your glutes but not clenching them. Thinking of rolling the thigh muscle out. Think of your sitting bones coming towards each other. Energetically, lifting your sternum, your chest up. Reaching the crown of your head back. You can tuck your chin in a little bit here to keep your spine safe. To come out of it, squeeze the front body. So pull your abdominals in, pull your ribs in to lift you up safely. The last round we're going to do here is without the blocks. So you're reaching back at the same time with your hands to your heels. And again, reaching through the crown of your head, lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're super bendy and mobile and your back feels like you can handle it, you could always choose to untuck your toes, just as I did just there before I sat down, and come into your camel pose. But for today, as it's first thing in the morning that you can do this practice, keeping your toes tucked is a great place to stay. If this is okay for you, sit back here, take a few moments, breathing deeply, and then bring your legs around to the front as we prepare for a seated spinal twist. Sitting up nice and tall, extending your left leg, knees and toes pointing up, crossing your right leg over, or you can keep it on the inside of your left thigh. Hugging your knee into your chest, wrapping your left arm around, right fingertips come behind you. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, starting to twist towards your right, moving from your belly first, your rib cage, and lastly your chest and head. Staying here for a few breaths in and a few breaths out. Slowly making your way back to center, moving belly, ribs, and chest as you inhale. Exhale, let it go. And go ahead and change sides. This time, right leg is extended, left leg crosses over. Taking an inhale and exhale, moving from your belly, ribs, and chest. So even though our the right arm is hugging the left knee, we're not using that connection there to twist. We are relying solely on the contraction of our oblique muscles to bring us into the rotation, into the twist. On your next inhalation, unwinding belly, ribs, and chest, and exhale, let it go. Bending your knees, scooting your bum forward so you're halfway down your mat. Grab one of your blocks, come onto your back, lift your hips up and slide the block lowest level, or you can go higher depending on how you feel. Resting your sacrum on the block and extend your legs fully as if you're in Shavasana and arms above your head. If this feels like it's too much for you, you can always choose to bend your knees. But whatever option you choose, allow yourself permission to completely let go and surrender. I'm going to try it on the second level, second height. Oh, Miko just came to snuggle. And again, you can extend your legs if you choose to elevate the block on a higher level. You can play with bringing your knees in. Lots of options here. Great opportunity to explore. And just noticing how your body's responding. Now slowly lift your hips up, remove your block, lower your hips down towards your mat. And we're going to do the windshield wiper thing that we did at the beginning of practice. So walk your feet as wide as your mat and slowly start to lower your knees off to one side and then over to the other, backward or side to side. And then we'll pause on one side and let both knees come all the way over into a gentle twist, choosing to gaze in the opposite direction of our knees or up towards the ceiling, or if it's okay in the neck, you can always choose to, or if it's not okay rather in your neck, you can choose to look in the same direction as your knees. But again, remembering this idea of surrendering, letting go, and allowing our body to feel the stretch. Coming back to center. And letting your knees come all the way over to the left side. Choosing which direction feels most comfortable for your neck to look in. So Miko is having his bath. He's licking his paw and I can feel him licking my arm. Thank you so much, Miko. And now slowly walk your feet back in. Come back to center. You're going to come up into legs up the wall. You can use your hands at the small of your back, your sacrum here, to support you. Or you could use your block as we did before. And just let your legs hang there. Wonderfully restorative pose. And just bring your knees down into your chest for a brief moment. And bring your feet all the way down onto your mat. Bring the soles of your feet to touch and allowing your knees to fall out to the side. You can stay here for your Shavasana, or you can extend your legs fully, 1 foot to each corner of your mat with your arms slightly away from your body with your palms facing up. You can stay here for as long as you need, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, and just noticing how your body feels. And know that you are in a better place mentally, emotionally, and physically to face your day, having done your morning practice. And when you're ready, you can draw your knees up. Take a moment here, moving fingers or toes, maybe rolling through the ankles, just gently waking yourself up. Stretch it out. And then rolling onto your favorite side and just pausing there for a brief moment. And now slowly make your way all the way up and come into a comfortable seated position. Sitting up on your block or blanket, or choosing to sit like I am. And settle in. I want to thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today and trusting me to guide you through your practice. Be free, be true, be you. Namaste.